Hello from David and from me. Welcome to the programme.
First, it's emerged that a woman killed in a horrific crash on the A11 in Cambridgeshire yesterday was the inspiration behind one of the world's leading circus acts.
Rita de Cassia Medeiros e Silva was killed and 9 others injured after a car collided with their caravan after they broke down on the southbound carriageway near Worcester Lodge service station. They
were all members of the Brazilian troupe the Romeros, who recently performed at the Hippodrome in Great Yarmouth. Well, we can now join Malcolm Robertson in Great Yarmouth. Malcolm.
Yes, a real sense of sadness here tonight that a troupe that brought so much colour and vitality to the Hippodrome last summer and at Christmas should suffer such a tragic loss yesterday. They were actually on their way from Yarmouth to a series of circus shows in Italy when they were involved in a horrendous crash some 80 miles from here in Cambridgeshire, a crash that claimed the life of their founding member. They're regarded as one of the world's best circus acts, the Romero troupe from Brazil. This was them at the Yarmouth Hippodrome last summer. They were there again during the recent Christmas circus shows, but yesterday tragedy struck on the A11 in Cambridgeshire as this nomadic family group headed to Italy and a year of circus acts over there. Rita de Cassia Medeiros e Silva, who together with her husband had founded the Romeros, was killed and several of her family members seriously injured in a horrific road crash. Today, Peter J. from the Hippodrome was trying to come to terms with the tragedy. He was too distraught to speak on camera and was anxiously awaiting news of the other casualties being treated at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge and also at the West Suffolk in Bury St Edmunds. Peter J. told me they were quite simply the best circus act he's ever worked with, and that's from someone who's been involved in the circus industry for many years. Last summer was his 30th anniversary at the Hippodrome, and to attract an act of the quality of the Romeros was, he said, a major coup. Police are still investigating the cause of the accident, which closed this stretch of the A11 near Worcester Lodge service station for almost 10 hours. It's believed the Romeros had stopped because of a problem with their people carrier. I understand because it was so cold, they sought shelter in the caravan they were towing. Shortly afterwards, a van collided with the rear of the caravan.
They're obviously devastated, and we're doing all we can to support them, linking in with their embassy, trying to find them accommodation, because they literally, the caravan had all their possessions.
For those captivated by the Romeros, what happened yesterday will have come as a huge shock. The death of the woman regarded as the troupe's inspiration, and injuries to her sons, grandsons and other family members. But inside the circus industry, there's a belief that eventually they will carry on, because that's what she would have wanted.
So Malcolm, can you tell us anything more about the Romeros?
Yes, well, as you saw in that report there, Becky, they certainly put on quite a spectacular show. They came originally from Brazil, and I understand that they honed their skills and practiced their routines on the famous Copacabana beach in Rio, but they have been part of the European circus scene for a number of years. In fact, it was 10 years ago that Peter J. was telling me he first saw them in Liverpool and was captivated by them then, had always wanted them here at the Hippodrome and was delighted when they said yes last summer, which was his 30th anniversary. And they put on a pretty good show last summer and at Christmas. But I think they found this the winter in Yarmouth very cold. They were delighted at the prospect of going to Italy. In fact, they were on their way to Sicily in southern Italy looking for a bit of warmth. And it was there, of course, that they were heading and when they were involved in that horrendous crash yesterday. And I suppose with a death in the troupe and serious injuries, there must be a question mark as to whether they'll be able to continue. But Peter J. himself is adamant that they will want to continue.
Malcolm, thank you very much indeed. A tragic story. Next tonight, a strike by thousands of civil servants across the region seems to have had little effect on services.
Members of the Public and Commercial Services Union began 48 hours of disruption this morning in opposition to government proposals to change how much redundancy pay they get.
But job centres, courts, driving test centres and other government offices have been largely unaffected. Our political correspondent Matthew Hudson sent us this report.
Members of the PCS union are angry that the government proposes to cut the amount of compensation, the payoff that they get when they leave their jobs. The union says that for most of its members, particularly those on lower salaries, it would mean they were a great deal worse off when they leave. And of course, this is very much a live issue because everyone is expecting there to be redundancies within the public sector over the coming months and years. So this morning, staff left their desks and headed for the picket lines right across our region, including in Peterborough, Ipswich and in Norwich.
It's a political impact as much as anything else. This is not a battle with the public, this is a battle with the government, who are taking away workers' accrued rights. These are low-paid workers, these are not feather-bedded workers, and all we're trying to do is stop them being got rid of on the cheap.
In the event, the strike appears to have caused minimum disruption to the public, with places like job centres and driving test centres saying that they were working pretty much as normal. The government's position is that these changes simply bring civil servants into line with other members of the public sector, and they point to the fact that 5 other unions representing civil servants have reached an accommodation. But the PCS is threatening further action unless its demands are met, and that's something you'd suspect the government won't be keen on in the run-up to an election.
Next, the recession's left many companies reeling, but for one budget chain based in our region, it's brought extraordinary success. 99p Stores plans to double staff nationally from 3,000 to 6,000 over the next year.
The headquarters will move from Daventry to Northampton, and the number of shops will go up from 129 to more than 350. Neil Bradford has the story.
There is nothing cheap about the profits of one of the high street's cheapest retailers. The Northamptonshire-based chain has an ambitious plan to make £1 billion in the next 6 years. It means a 5-fold increase in the number of stores. As you would expect from a no-frills business, this was a no-frills announcement. Over a cup of 99p tea in a 99p mug, the company's commercial director told me how the recession has helped business.
The recession has opened a lot of customers' eyes to our stores. Previously, maybe there was a bit of a stigma attached to going into a discount store or a 99p store. There is a bit. But I think especially the middle class, who maybe have been hit hardest by the credit crunch, sometimes they need to go to our stores to save that money, to save those extra pennies.
It's been over a year since Woolworths went into administration, closing all 815 of its stores across the country, with a loss of nearly 30,000 jobs. But Woolworths weren't the only victims of the recession. Music and DVD chain Zavvi closed 114 stores with a loss of 2,300 jobs. And 1,000 jobs went at Borders Books with the closure of 45 stores. In contrast, 99p Stores now employs more than 3,000 people.
It's absolutely clear in the name what 99p stands for. There's no doubt about it. That's what happened to Woolworths. We lost track of what Woolworths stood for in the marketplace, but 99p Store, Poundland and so on, the offer's there. And of course people looking for value all the time.
Success has been rather sweet for the 99p Stores over recent years. They now have 1.5 million customers, and they took over 56 stores when Woolworths closed.
Customers only seem interested in the price.
Tell us what you bought here today then.
Some toothpaste, crisps, hot dogs, earphones, children's stickers for the bedroom.
We've just paid £21 for all that.
What have you bought?
Rolls and wallpaper.
How many are they?
7.
And what room are you doing?
Living room.
So £7 to wallpaper your living room?
Yeah, very good value.
The recession may officially be over, but it seems shoppers are still watching the pennies. Good news for this company and others like it. Neil Bradford, Anglia News, Northamptonshire.
It just goes to show that it is possible to thrive in a recession if you've got the right idea and, I guess, a product that people want.
Yes, we'd like to hear from you on this. Have you changed your shopping habits since the economy went downhill?
Or even some tips you can share with Anglia viewers about saving the pennies when times are hard. Drop us an email to the usual address, jonathanandbecky@itv.com.